Hi there, my name's Annette with Sunbeam Fabric Art. Welcome to my channel. So you may wonder, why is she thinking about Christmas in April? It's April this month and it's very sunny and spring-like. I have bare feet and shorts and a tank top. Why Christmas? Well, long story short, I was thinking about buying some more fabric and I looked in my drawer and it was stacked full of a few too many things. While I was digging around, I came across this. This is a fat quarter bundle that I bought some time ago, and I'll leave the information on the fabric in my description. I think it's 20 fat quarters. I'm going to count them to be sure. So I thought, well, if I could make something quick and easy out of this fat quarter bundle, a cute little Christmas quilt top, that's what I would do. So I came up with a little drawing. Here it is right here. Like I said, I'll leave all these measurements that we're doing in my description as well. And then I think I'll have 4 extra fat quarters. And with those, I think I want to make a piano key border. So I'll surround the quilt top itself in a white border and then put that piano key border around the outside. So I'm hoping this works out. Come along with me today and we'll see what happens. These fabrics are super cute. What I'm trying to do here is sort into lights and darks. Because the little drawing I have, I'm going to combine a light fat quarter with a dark fat quarter and cut it in a certain way. And I want to pair up a light and a dark. For my idea, I need 16 fat quarters, so I chose 8 dark and 8 light. I pressed all of the fat quarters because I am going to be using the extra fat quarters. My bundle actually had 21, so I will have 5 extra. I stacked up my fat quarters, a light on top of a dark, choosing which ones I thought would look good together. I cut off my selvage, then I squared up all my outside edges to a final measurement of 17 inches by 20 inches. After I had all 4 edges squared, I cut a 5-inch strip, then a 2.5-inch strip, then a 4-inch strip, then a 2.5-inch strip, last a 3-inch strip. Now remember, I am cutting 4 layers at a time, so what I'm doing is I'm matching up the 2 that are going to go together and the 2 from the bottom that are going to go together. Once I did that, I sorted them out according to how I was going to put blocks together, and then I stacked them up. I continued on cutting out 4 fat quarters at a time.
I cut my extra fat quarters into 2.5-inch strips, and I also had some leavings from trimming the fat quarters. So these little extras are some 2.5 inches and some skinnier. All right, I laid out 2 fat quarters, and I've got them with the 5-inch strips on the left, then a 2.5-inch strip, then a 4-inch strip, 2.5-inch strip, and last that 3-inch strip. And I'm making sure my colors are alternating. So I'm going to start on the right-hand side, and I'm going to stitch 2 strips together. Then I'm going to stitch the next 2 strips together, and last I'm going to add on that 5-inch strip. The first 2 blocks finished just fine, so I have no worries. I decided to go ahead and lay out all these block pieces on the table next to me so that I could chain piece. So I started with the 2 pieces on my right-hand side, stitching them together. Then I kept chaining and I did the next 2 pieces. Then I went back and put those 2 units together and last added that 5-inch strip. And now I have 16 finished blocks ready to assemble into rows. I decided to have my blocks flipping, so every other block was flipped the opposite way. Stay tuned at the very end of the video. I'll put some screenshots in of some alternate layouts. I've done a couple of different ones where all the blocks are the same direction, no flipping, and then different ways of flipping them. It was really easy to stitch 4 blocks together into one row. Well, I chose this layout initially because I thought, oh, there won't be a lot of matching doing it this way. Well, the way I cut my strips, there actually is some matching. So I did have to nest seams as I stitched. Now, if you're a beginner, I highly recommend either pinning or clipping your rows together so that your seams do match up. But I was able to go ahead and just nest these seams as I stitched. As I approached a matching seam, I would just take the time and make sure it was nesting and then go ahead and stitch over. This 4x4 layout, 16 total blocks, is pretty easy to put together. I stitched 2 rows together, then I stitched 2 more rows together, then I put those 2 rows together with the other 2 rows to complete this part of my quilt top. My next step was to put some 2.5-inch white strips together because I was going to use that for an inside border. After I trimmed off the excess, I pressed these seams flat. Then I started attaching that 2.5-inch strip to all 4 sides of my quilt top. Here's a look at the quilt top so far. To me, it looks like it definitely does need something extra, and that is going to be that piano key border. Another option would be a solid 4 to 5-inch border on this quilt, and that would be pretty too. I mention that because making a piano key border is a little bit of extra work. I will leave all the times that everything took me in my description, but what I've got here are scraps that I've started sewing together. These are the 5 extra fat quarters that I had, plus all the trimmings from the fat quarters that I cut to size. Now you'll see some of my strips are not equal, so I was trimming off extra length from these little strips, which caused me to have even more scraps of different smaller sizes. Well, I'll show you at the end what I did with those. I continued sewing these strips together until I had one long strip. Here's a look at some of my tiny pieces stitched together into squares. I'm going to make some cute Christmas pot holders with these. I did want to mention I pressed as I went on these strips. It's really up to you if you want to press as you go or wait until you're all done and then press. Well, I calculated the outside width of my quilt top so far, and I determined that I had about 100 inches of strip here, and if I cut it into 3 parts, I would have enough to go all the way around the outside of my quilt. So I am cutting 4-inch strips from my strip set here. At this stage, with the size of this top and making sure that this piano key border is going to stay straight as I stitch it, I definitely pinned one side at a time. So first I pinned 2 opposite sides to save a little bit of time. I stitched those 2 opposite sides. Then I pressed those open. Then I pinned the 3rd side. Then I had to stitch 3 little pieces together to get enough for that 4th side. Here is a look at this finished Christmas quilt top. This is going to be a fun little quilt for someone to have out during the holiday season. Now remember, stay tuned at the end. I'll put in some screenshots, but in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for joining me today for this lovely Christmas quilt, and I hope to see you back again real soon.